Welcome to another episode of On the Ledge with Dante and Ricky. I'm Dante.
And I'm Ricky.
Hey, remember that Iron Man mask I told you about? I can't remember if I told you on this that I bought it. I know I told you that it was in my cart and I was thinking about it, but it's like this $400 mask that you could talk to. It turns on, it opens up. It's really cool, and I want it. So they told me 5 to 7 business days as I was checking out, right? So I'm like, cool, boom. Got past 7 business days. I was like, I'll give them some time. I checked Reddit as I just searched the place that I bought it from, and I was like, because they were like, oh, they like ever since the pandemic they've been taking a little bit longer, so it could be 2 months. I'm like, cool, and I'm waiting a little bit longer. So I've ordered this April 22nd. So
Yeah.
I think it was just last week. I sent just to date us. It's May 16th right now. So I sent the email maybe a week ago to them because I was like, I want to hear something from somebody. So I sent an email like, hey, you guys said 5 to 7 business days. I haven't heard anything. Where's my mask? where's my Iron Man mask? I want the Iron Man. You know, I want another one because I have one already, but I want the other one. And they respond back like, the general response email. They're like, it could be this, it could be this, it could be this.
Yeah.
But something in that general response one said, under the mask thing or under the product, it'll say what the timeline is. So I was like, I'm pretty sure now this part I'm not 100%. So this is on me. This part. I'm not 100%, but I'm pretty sure it was in stock when I ordered it. But then when I went to
No.
look at it after I got that email, it goes, "Oh, this is a pre-order and it's going to be Q3 or Q4. So not till like July the earliest." And I go, "What?" So then they email me back. So like this is a real email. This is somebody responding, not just the general response back one. They go, "Oh no, it's gonna be Q4. So not till like October or December or September, December." And I was like, "Are you nuts, bro?" I haven't responded back to that yet. But I was like, I immediately want to get my money back, but I want it. But I want my money back because they charged me. So if you could charge me, you have the thing. Like, how are you gonna charge me for the pre-order already? Like, I just pre-ordered like PlayStation. They just made the black version of the PlayStation controller, and it looks
Oh,
lit.
okay.
And I just pre-ordered that from Best Buy, and Best Buy goes, "Hey, it's not gonna charge until it ships," which makes sense.
Yeah, most companies don't charge, but I'm guessing because they manufacture it, they have to charge, and it's also a smaller company. I I don't think they're a big corporation like Best Buy, so it's likely that they have to buy the parts and stuff to build it. But
But like,
man, that's I don't
I know.
remember it saying that it was a pre-order. I remember showing because we looked at it online
So
together,
so I'm not crazy. I'm not
and
crazy because I wouldn't get a pre-order.
no, there was one that I was showing you that didn't
Yeah,
have all that functionalities.
yeah,
I think it was like the speech, um,
yeah.
and that one was a pre-order 100%. Because I said it's cheaper, and you don't have. But you were telling me that there's just less features.
Yeah.
And then I remember I looked at it, but I don't remember it saying a pre-order. So that's just unfortunate, man.
It is unfortunate because I'm not gonna get this thing until the end of the year, maybe. They better just.
Well, you know what? One day you're gonna forget about it, and then all of a sudden you're gonna get a package, and you're gonna be like, "What the hell is this?" Hey,
What?
your birthday's in September. Maybe
True.
who knows? It delivers right around that time. You get a
True.
delivery, and you're like, "What is this?" You get a little bit scared because you're like, "I wasn't expecting anything." Maybe you call the bomb squad or some shit.
What? Oh,
Hey,
should
you
we
get a
say what it is?
hey, you get a package, and you're like, "I'm not expecting this. What the heck?" And it's gonna be a decent sized package.
It is. It is. It is. But like, I think they're gonna email me, right? They have to when it ships. They'll be like,
Oh
"Hey,
yeah,
bud," they're
that's
gonna
right.
email you. They're gonna
Yeah.
email me.
But hey, it'll be a good birthday slash Christmas, Thanksgiving, Remembrance Day gift.
I
Sometime.
intentionally bought myself a gift for my birthday, Remembrance Day, Thanksgiving,
Yeah,
or
treat
Christmas.
yourself. Treat your future self.
Yeah, treat yourself. I've already treated myself a few times, And but you know what the joke is too? By the time I get it, I'll probably buy another because there's this Oh, here we go. Here I go. There's this other Mandalorian mask that's about to drop from Hasbro Pulse, where I've gotten some of the other collectibles I've gotten. So
Okay.
that's coming out. I'm gonna get that and the dark saber and the I'm being too much of a nerd again. And yeah.
All right. One day you're gonna have to just put everything on for a podcast or a video,
Oh yeah.
and you're just gonna have to go through the whole video with it, even if it's muffled, even if you're just like this the entire time. I'll put subtitles or something. We'll figure something out to figure out what you were trying to say.
The League of Shadows. That's my bad Bane impression. But on today's topic, which is Invincible, the really, really, really dope superhero show that just came to an end not too many weeks ago now, right? Like the eight
Yeah, I think it
episodes
was 2 weeks ago, maybe.
2 weeks ago
Uh,
now. Yeah, really, really
yeah.
dope.
So for those who don't know, this is a new superhero cartoon show, um, that that's on Amazon Prime.
Mhm.
So if you have Prime, you can just watch it for free on Prime Video. It's about, I think, like you said, 8 episodes.
Yes.
And it's about a teenage kid who has superpowers, and then it's basically how, or documenting how his life is with all these superpowers, how he deals with it, and all his teenage issues, like, girls, schools, friends, maintaining like a good schedule. He has daddy issues, um, to
To
say
say
the
the
least.
least. We are going into spoilers, so keep that in mind. This is going to be spoiler, but maybe not right this second, but we're going into spoilers. We're going to be talking about the whole thing, so keep that in mind
But
if you
yeah,
haven't watched it.
if you haven't watched it, and you don't want anything to be spoiled, go ahead and watch it before you listen to this podcast. Like Dante
Yes.
said, we're definitely gonna go into some spoilers. But yeah, I don't know. How did you like the show?
I I I thought it was like a 9.5. Oh, I'll say 9. I'll say 9. 9 out of 10. I really loved it. Richard was mentioning it to us like cuz he's read the comics. So he
Okay.
said, "Hey, when this comes out, watch it." And like the trailer dropped and was like, "Oh, that looks really," cuz I think I forgot it because we talked about it like months back, maybe last year or whichever. And I
Okay.
forgot about it. And then the trailer dropped and I saw that and I was just like, okay, I'll watch. I'm in. And just like the voice cast too. So like Steven Yeun playing Mark and J.K. Simmons playing Omni Man and then Sandra Oh playing Debbie. But then there's more people too that we'll talk about as well too. But lit class. But like, how did you? Because I remember when we talked about it at first, you stumbled upon it. So how did you? Did you hear anything about it to go to watch, or did you just
So
see it?
then no one recommended it to me. I think
Yeah.
I was on Instagram and someone posted a story or something,
Yeah.
about the show, or maybe I was on Twitter. I don't know. I was on social media and someone posted
Hmm.
about it and said you have to watch it. So I think this was when episode 5 came out. So I just started a little bit late.
Hmm.
Um, but I watched it and I enjoyed it at the beginning, so I just kind of stuck with it. Not too long. The episodes aren't too long, so
Yeah.
if you know me, I hate 40-minute episodes just because of a previous trauma. There's just a backstory to that, but um,
What's the backstory to
that being
that?
said, huh?
What's the backstory to it? The hate in the 40.
Well, technically speaking, this show is about 44 minutes
Yeah, it's
long
44.
too,
44.
but it didn't feel like that, I guess, with this show.
No, it's
Um,
paced well.
So this is my opinion. The reason I don't like 44-minute shows is because I had to force myself to watch a show that at because I forced myself, I hated the show. Um, and the show is Breaking Bad. And if I tell anyone that, they get pretty mad because it's an artistic show. It's amazing, but because I have to force myself to watch that, it was so painful, and at that point I stopped watching 44-minute shows because it was just so much trauma because I first of all, okay, Breaking Bad is not a show you can close your eyes and
No, you can't. No.
just watch. There's just so much silence. that
Yes.
after a while you're like, what is going on? Did my show stop? So I used to watch it right before bed,
Okay.
and this was like 2 a.m. Um, and I'm trying to sleep. I don't want to sleep because I'm obviously trying to watch a show, but I like to sleep and have something in the back.
Hmm.
Um, with Breaking Bad, it was just so quiet half the time. And then I don't know, maybe I'll rewatch it now that I have more time.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was just, I know it's a great show. The plot is really good. It's just for me, it was more my experience going through it that really made me hate it. But
So
I'm
you don't like
sure
Breaking Bad?
right now, yeah,
Oh,
because it made me go through such a horrible experience. I'm sure if I watch it again, I'll be fine. It's just for like a few years, I was just not into hour-long shows or 44-minute long shows because I was just dreading it. I'm like, man, I can't watch this.
I saw like it clicked in when I saw the fear of you not wanting to say the show. I was like, oh, he
Yeah.
might be talking about. I don't know if we've talked about this before, but as soon as I saw that you were hesitant, I was like, oh, he's talking about Breaking Bad. That's why he doesn't want to say it. And then look at me. I'm like, wait, what show? What show? What show is
Yeah, I
it?
know a lot of people are gonna come at me with that opinion, but it is what it is for now. I'll rewatch it maybe in the future, and we'll
It's
see how if my opinions change. I know that the show is good. I know the
yeah,
plot is good. I got to the end, and I know how it ends and everything.
yes.
I feel like some characters just annoyed me sometimes, so I
Mm,
didn't. That was also another thing. And some shows I don't. I just stop watching if a character annoys me too much.
yeah.
Um, but yeah, that was more experience based because it just felt like I was pushing myself to watch it because everyone was telling me to watch it. So it was just like a horrible experience on my end rather than the show being bad to me. And I honestly, I haven't watched a lot of shows, so I'm not
Hmm.
a huge critique of shows.
Right, right.
It is what it is. It's if I like it, then I like it. If I don't like it, I don't really know why I would like something. It's just I like it. There's no explanation to why I like something. It's just, oh, it's nice. It's a good story. It's
Yeah.
quick. That's it. But yeah, sometimes it's just the experience that I go through, and it's that was painful for me.
Dude, no, that makes sense. No, I understand. You know, it's subjective. You know, some people just don't like arguably one of the greatest shows of all time. It's fine. It's fine, Ricky. It's fine. Arguably one of the greatest shows ever, but it's fine.
I'm not saying it's a bad show. I'm
No, I'm
just
joking.
saying
I'm messing
I
with
don't
you.
like it.
I'm messing with you. No, but I think then maybe it's just that you don't like slow burn because it's not that it builds. That show builds like a lot. So it starts like it's building the world, building the story, and then it gets more and more and more intense as more things happen to I'm forgetting
Yeah,
everybody's
I
name
think
now,
I think
involved
that's
and stuff.
it because when shows are too slow for me, it's just like I don't like to learn about every single character, every single
Right.
detail about a character. Like it's like forced on me. So I know some shows where they debut one character at a time,
Hmm.
um, where some shows will just throw all of them at once, and somehow it just like organically, you build a connection with these characters. I think with Invincible, it was kind of like that because
Yeah.
they didn't go through each of the Guardians of the Globe individually. They all came in,
Right.
did their thing, and you knew who they were. You knew who they were parodying.
Yes.
Like you know what I mean. Like
Yeah.
you knew what their roles were and what their superpowers were. Um, Obviously, you didn't see too much of that if you've watched the show, but something like Adam and Eve, she didn't just show up um, like, oh, this is the main character from high school. You see her walking down school. She joins into a fight randomly with her team because
Yeah.
there's no more Guardians of the Globe. Um, and you don't expect her to be a main character. Well, kind of because she's pink. She's like they're literally the flashiest person out there.
Yeah.
Um, but any one of those could be like one of the main characters. When I mean main characters, I know Rexplode is technically a main character too, but Adam Eve is clearly the love interest, but she didn't show up in episode one, um, and it wasn't so blatantly obvious that oh she's a love interest.
Right. Right. Yeah. Yeah.
Um, yeah, so I think that's why Invincible to me was enjoyable because it wasn't trying to throw information down my throat. It was this is who they are. Obviously, the ending of the first episode was pretty intense,
Yeah, yeah.
and it kind of raised a lot of questions, to say the least. And I don't know if we want to spoil it, but it's been a few weeks now, so
No, we're spoiling. No, we're spoiling. We said we're talking about Invincible. We're talking about spoilers. If we're talking about the whole show, we gotta spoil stuff. But yeah, no, exactly what you're saying. Because that first episode, and I think we talked about it before when we talked about the show a little bit. That first, like the first, I was enjoying it, but it's more like it was like the before that ending after the credits. It's more like the cookie cutter. This is a superhero show. Oh, he doesn't know about his powers yet. Oh, he gets his powers, struggles with his powers, tries to save people, struggles,
Mhm.
has to live in the shadow of his dad, who's arguably one of the greatest superheroes. And no, he's not. A good person. But then it's like, oh, okay, so like I'm into it. I'm like, oh, cool. He gets his suit in the first episode too, because I like when they kind of just move. Like I don't have to wait till episode 5 and he's finally wearing the suit. He's like, no, I could wear the suit now. He already has it in the
Yeah.
first episode and everything. But that shift when you're like, oh, because like when the credits run, you're like, oh, okay, I guess the show's done. But then you realize there's like 15 minutes left or 10 minutes left, however much it was. And then you see that scene and you're like, hey, what's going on? And then Omni Man just starts killing people, and you're like, what? What's
Oh
going
wait,
on?
actually, now I remember. That's
Yeah.
how I got into the show. I saw that scene, and I was like,
Ah,
"What in the hell?" And so I had to watch it. So I was,
yeah.
because I was like, "What is going on?" I wasn't expecting that to be the first episode because, I mean, they were made to look like the main characters,
Right.
right?
Yeah.
Um, so yeah, I was very thrown off when I saw that. I was like, "Holy crap, this is way too early." So what are they gonna base it off? So
Right. Well,
yeah.
I like apparently in the comics, because again I haven't read it, which is interesting because like usually with a lot of superhero stuff, I'm aware of what's going on, but I kind of like this because like with the boys as well too. I've never read a comic from them, so everything's like a surprise or something. Like obviously you could see certain things coming, but everything's like a surprise with the story beats and everything with the customers or what with the characters. What just happened with my brain? I don't know what happened there with the characters. But Omni Man, something, something, Omni Man with the characters, blah, 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 blah. My brain just farted. I think I was talking
You
about
guys are
Omni,
customers. What are we talking about?
the customers, the customers of the whatever. But no, sorry, in the comic, that scene where he kills everybody, apparently it's like a little bit, so like if you're going by issues, it's not the first issue where you see that.
Okay.
It's a few, like you're kind of into it, like they're building the world a little bit more, and then you're kind of into it, and then he does what he does. But also to the way, but obviously because it's a book or a comic book, so they could do it a little bit differently. But you just see hands going and people dying, so you don't know who it is until the end. Like you
Oh,
flip the page and then you see that it's him that killed everybody. But in this one, you're seeing, hey, that's Omni Man, and he's just killing people. He's just with no remorse, just killing people. Now, my question is, what did you think? Because obviously we know why he did it now. But what did you
yeah.
think initially then that he was like? Why did you think he was doing that at first?
Honestly, I had no idea. I honestly just I didn't think too much of it
Yeah,
because I don't know. I really don't know what to tell you. I don't think I actually had an answer to that. Um,
yeah. I
yeah. What
thought
did you think then?
I thought it was mind control. So I thought somebody, like some bad guy, obviously that we hadn't met yet in the show, but some bad guy like got into his head, mind control him, and told him, because like just seeing a superhero kill people that he was working with in the beginning of the episode just like that, like with no remorse too. He was going to kill people. Like he was just like, I'm killing everybody. And because he wasn't speaking, that's what made me think it was like mind control. So somebody's in his head
Uh,
just getting him to go, hey, wipe out that team, right? But then when you find out that but then when the show went on, right? So I'm like skipping a bit ahead, but like as the show went on and you saw his personality come out, so like you would see him snap at certain people, so like at his wife at certain times or at Cecil at certain times,
yeah.
and so certain things like that. But the part that made me think, like, change my mind from mind control and to think he just did it for sport, was when he wiped out that alien civilization. So the one that
Right.
kept invading, right? and they would age really fast. When he just went to their planet and just took the whole thing out, I was like, something's wrong with this dude, bro. Like he's not, he's not. That's not mind control. That's just somebody who likes doing that,
Yeah.
who likes killing people.
Well, okay, so when he was asking for his suit,
Yeah,
it was kind of like obvious that he wasn't being controlled by anyone.
yeah,
Um, and then I feel like they did that scene just to show how powerful he really is.
yeah,
Um, because he can just destroy a whole planet. I guess maybe the reason I didn't really think about it is because I had 4 episodes more to watch, so
right,
it kind of just went. It was just so
right,
fast, next episode, next episode.
yeah,
Yeah, so I probably didn't have time to kind of wonder because I was like, well, I have 4 more episodes to watch to figure out what's going on.
yeah,
Um, but yeah, I think they did it pretty well because they didn't really show too much of Mark's training too,
right.
which I felt like they could have just done a whole season on that. Like, oh, he learns to fly, he learns to do
This
this, but
episode, yeah, he learns
yeah,
this part of
he
this
he
episode.
becomes a
Yeah,
pretty self-sufficient hero pretty early on. Like he can
yeah,
go out and fight crime. He's very eager to. So they did that very well. Um, yeah, I don't know. This show was, to me, it's interesting.
hmm.
The problem is I watched the video on the entire comic.
Oh
Um,
no! Don't you say nothing to me that spoils anything outside of the finale. I don't want to hear nothing.
okay,
Don't
spoiler alert.
sp-
There's a lot that happens, and it's interesting, but it seems like there's. So I don't know if you looked at the voice actors, but they've already casted someone for,
Wait,
I
wait,
guess,
wait, hold
in
on.
the second
Don't say a
season.
character's name. Just say they casted somebody for something.
For second, I guess the second, because they're renewed for second and third season.
Yes.
So they've already casted because I was looking at the cast and I saw a name and I was like, they weren't introduced in the show unless I missed it. But
Oh, okay.
then I checked and then I remembered the video where I watched the entire timeline.
Yeah.
Um, he's not introduced yet. There's just no way. So that means they're rifling through it. It looks like then um, with the next 2 seasons because it feels like he shouldn't meet this character that early. I don't know. Maybe it is pretty early on, but yeah, they're rifling through.
Well, I think Richard was saying where they're at by the end of that season. So out of the 8 episodes, because it's 100 issues, like the whole series. So
Mhm.
he was saying they're about at 20 right now. So if they do 20 issues a season, then that's 5 seasons they could do. Unless they, for whatever reason, speed up. Because like sometimes you can't adapt every single thing. So maybe
Yeah,
they'll go less than that or something like that. Like I think they'll go past season 3. I know they like you were just mentioned, they've already renewed for both. But I think I could see 5. Not, but I
I think
haven't
there's
looked into where it's going.
144s.
144. Okay, that's so then more
Yeah,
than more per. So yeah, I could still
but yeah,
see 5 seasons,
yeah.
which I think is the perfect number of seasons for a show. Like Breaking Bad had 5. The Wire had
5
5.
grueling seasons.
Come on, it's not even. It's like 10 episodes a season, Ricky. It's not even that long. I
Okay,
mean,
well, it
episode
felt like I
wise.
watched every season felt like 1 year to me. Okay, it took
It,
5 years of my
it's just
life
so
off.
we're gonna leave Breaking Bad low because we'll leave it. We'll leave it. We'll move on. We'll move on. We're talking about Invincible. We'll move on. We'll move on because I want to rewatch it, but Breaking Bad I mean, but I don't know when. But yeah, I could see them doing 5 seasons for this show, and I will enjoy it. And I'm just wondering when they'll. I hope they come back in a year, but I know like the pandemic could affect that. But I think like the U.S. is more getting out of it faster than us, anyways. So
Yeah,
I think they should be back around the same time they came out this year for season 2, and especially if they already know that they're renewed and everything, they're probably already back to work, getting that going and everything.
yeah,
Um,
that's true.
but also too, like with because what we were kind of hinting on at first, but that cast list is stacked. Like Kevin Michael Richardson, for example, who plays the Mahler twins, so the two blue guys.
Yeah.
If I'm remembering correctly, I think he's definitely a lot of our childhood. Like he voice acted a lot of characters in our childhood. I can't. Let me actually click on his name here because I think if I'm remembering correctly, he was Shredder in the 2003 Ninja Turtles um
He was in the
series.
Cleveland show.
The Cleveland Show. He's in Transformers, Young Justice,
Lilo
Lilo
and
and
Stitch.
Stitch.
Yeah. Teen
He's
Titans.
like, yeah, he's like in a bunch of American Dad, F is for Family. So like him, for example, he's like a seasoned voice actor. The other person that played the devil detective, which I thought was like an interesting character, the devil detective guy. He's also a seasoned voice actor too. Where is his name? Damien Darkblood, Clancy Brown. He's a season one too. Like he played Lex in like the Superman animated series, the Justice League Unlimited, in some movies as well too. And then Mark Hamill's even in here too, and
Yeah.
Mark Hamill's
He
huge. And
plays the costume designer.
yes, I didn't even take that in that he was a
Yeah, no,
costume designer.
until I looked at all this, I honestly was like, whoa, half these people I didn't even realize were okay. So I'm not great with actors like you are, so I can't think of a name, come up with a face all in my head. I
Yeah,
can see the face and I'll recognize them. So I didn't even know it was Steven Yeun as
it was the
Invincible.
main guy.
Yeah.
I think I knew that going. I think I knew that going in, so I was excited because I haven't seen him because I don't watch The Walking Dead, so I actually haven't seen him in anything if I'm trying to remember correctly. I've seen him only like in a interview he did with Conan, and then they did this really funny like remote at a Korean spa where it was just jokes and they had to be like naked and stuff, and they were getting like deep tissue massages and stuff. So I've just seen him as a funny person, so I haven't actually seen him unless I'm forgetting a movie or show that he's been in I just didn't know. But I think this is the first thing I've seen him, and maybe Sandra Oh too, because I don't watch Grey's Anatomy. I haven't watched Killing Eve, I
Killing
think is
Eve.
the other
Yeah.
show that she's in. I haven't watched that, but I heard that's really good too, Killing Eve. So I think that for both of them, this is the first thing I've actually seen them, but I know of them. Like I know they're great and
Yeah.
everything. It's just
Yeah.
I haven't seen them. But Zazie Beats, she's from Atlanta, and then other stuff as well too. I think she's done voice acting for other movies as well. And then she was also in Joker, and she's really great too. And then
Oh yes, yes.
and then we already love like Gillian Jacobs from Community, and then Zachary Quinto, who was
And then
Skylar
Jason
and
Mantzoukas. I didn't know it was him either in Rex Explode.
oh, Rexfield, yes, yes. My favorite guy. That guy's. I was telling you before. Like, I love that guy. That he always plays some type of an asshole character, but he's so loving. He's so lovable too. But he's so
Yeah.
funny. He's so funny.
Recently, I saw him on Instagram. People were always like, he's like the default asshole character.
Yeah.
Like, but if you actually look at his life, he's actually a really down to earth person, and like he's actually a very cool person.
Yeah.
He
Well,
does like a lot of traveling and everything like that.
yeah.
So he brings a lot, but he's just the default asshole character.
Well, I think that's usually how like the people that do like really mean or douchey people really well are usually really nice because it's just like they're getting to have fun, they're getting to act, right? Like they're getting to act, so
Yeah,
like they're not usually like that. So then they get to use that muscle of being mean. So it's just like a fun thing for them. But then they're usually really because that's what I assumed and I think I knew about him too. That he's just a really nice guy. It just seems that he always gets shooted as this asshole character. It's just jokes. So he's so
yeah,
funny. He's so funny. Jason Manzukas. Manzukas.
yeah.
Yeah.
We're
I don't know.
mispronouncing it then.
I don't know. We're probably. I don't know. I don't know. Sorry, bro. Best friend, friend of our podcast. Jason Manzukas, hit us up. But I'm just trying to think of like with what we were talking about last with this show. Um, I think I gave my rating, so I said like 9 out of 10 for you because I think I liked it more than you did. I'm not saying that you didn't like it, but I think I liked it more. But what would you out of 10? What
I'd
do you
probably be at an 8.
It ain't
It's still a
okay.
very good show. It
Yes.
kept so with me, like I said, I don't watch a lot of shows because they have a hard time. I have a hard time just sticking with it, or
Hmm.
it just didn't captivate me.
Hmm.
With this one, it was because I was able to get through the entire season. I'm gonna say I liked it.
Yeah.
Um, Not because we were planning to do this podcast. I actually enjoyed it.
Yes.
So yeah, I think an 8 out of 10 is pretty good to me. Like
Yeah.
I think that's like the average score I would give any show that I can finish. So
That you could finish. So if you could finish the show, it automatically gets an 8 out of 10.
yeah, with the exception of oh, you know what? Breaking Bad, I'll give it 8 out of 10. It was just a grueling experience to me. I feel like if I watched it at my own pace, an
Yes.
episode a week or some shit, I would actually enjoy it. Like
Yeah.
obviously I'm exaggerating it at an episode a week, but if I was to really give myself the time to watch it, I will enjoy it.
You know what I think though too? But I like just with what you're saying with that, I think binge watching, even though it's great and it's something that we all pretty much prefer because it's at your own pace and everything, I think still like the weekly release thing, there's excitement. And then you're thinking about the show a little bit more, like the episode a little bit more, and then the excitement for the next. At least for me, then, because it looks like not for you, but at least for me, because like usually because I actually binge watched Breaking Bad 2 because I waited until it was done. So I knew it was something that I was going to end up watching, but I was just like, I'll just wait till it's done, and I binge watched it. But I find for me at least what I'm noticing when I binge watch stuff, my brain just replaces the last few episodes with all the other past stuff. Unless it's something that's really important or a really important through line. I just like if I'm trying to pull memories and stuff for it has to like really, really stick with me, or I don't remember like the past stuff or anything.
Okay.
So like for Breaking Bad, I can remember certain things from like season one, but I can't. I probably couldn't distinct, or maybe I could a little bit. Season like two and three, for example, like stuff that happened specifically in those seasons.
Yeah.
I just know like the overall. This is what happened with Breaking Bad and everything. But like with this show, because they did the 3 episodes, the first, because I know you watched the first five, so you started watching when episode 5 was out, but they released the first 3 episodes the first week, and then did
Okay.
weekly up to the finale. But because they did that with The Boys season 2. I think it's just what Amazon's doing now with all their shows, where they release the first 3 to kind of like hook people in, and then do the weekly. Because I think, but back to what I was saying with that. For me, it's like, hey, I'm thinking about the past episode that just happened more, and I'm excited making theories for the next episode. So I'm thinking about it more. But like when you could binge watch it, it's just like, hey, it's there, and I'm just trying to get to the end, so I know how it all ends and everything, right? And
Yeah.
it's done. But yeah, because like even with like Game of Thrones that I binge watched, but then I caught up to, even though that I could do a whole podcast on that last season and how it made me mad. But and how it was Ricky, it was just a sec. Ricky, it was literally gonna be one of the greatest shows of all time, and they dropped the ball. They dropped the ball the last season. Literally, maybe even the last two. The last two, if we're really thinking about it. But literally was gonna be one of the greatest shows of all time. Like I would have put it up there with Breaking Bad and The Wire. I would have put it up there. But now because of that last doo-doo rushed garbage season of Game of Thrones, it's like I don't even try to think about
Right.
it anymore.
Dante, what if I were to tell you that I liked Game of Thrones the last 2 seasons?
You you watched Game
I'm
of
just
Thrones?
joking. I didn't watch Game of
I,
Thrones.
I was like, there's no way. You
I
were
just wanted to
you,
see how many
it was
people I could piss off with my two opinions throughout this
hey,
podcast.
we only wanted to do
I
six
didn't like
episodes in a podcast. Ricky wanted to get us canceled in six.
I didn't like Breaking Bad, but I like Game of Thrones. That's what I was trying to go at. But I did not watch Game of Thrones, so I do not.
How mad can I get everybody? And how long will Dante stick beside me while I say this crazy
I
stuff?
should have said Game of Thrones was better than Breaking Bad. How it ended, the finale. I think I would have pissed off a lot of people. But
Bro, it would have been nuts, bro. Like we
no, I
would
heard of
if that went viral. Oh my god, it would have been nuts. But
I
then
heard of the final season of Game of Thrones, and that basically told me not to watch the show at all. So
see,
I
but that's the thing. It's like I can't even tell people like if you haven't watched it, I wouldn't even recommend to watch it because I know like what am I going to tell you to stop at season 6? And then you're just
yeah,
like,
because
what
it seems
happened?
like you just don't get an ending. So what's the point? Like I don't want to start something and have a bad ending to it. That's
Yeah.
legit like the worst thing a show can do to me. I do not ever want to watch anything like that.
Yeah. The last thing I'll say about Game of Thrones before I go into a full scale rant, because I'll just it's just I feel it burning up in me already. Like I feel that I'm getting flashbacks and the anger is coming back from it. But like I don't even remember what I was gonna say. I'm so angry.
Come on, man. Keep it together.
Oh, but like it's just because they like the creators or whatever. Oh no, that's what I was gonna say. HBO wanted 10 seasons of that show. And the two lead creators or whatever were like, hey, they're gonna give us a Star Wars movie, so we're gonna they were trying to end it at season 7, but then they're like, we couldn't, so they'll go to 8. And now they're not even doing Star Wars anymore. So they just obliterated that show for no reason. It was just like it got rushed, a bad ending. And the okay, I'm done. I'm done. I'm done. I'm gonna go nuts.
Yeah, let's
But
keep it together,
Invincible
Dante. Keep it together.
doesn't make me mad. It makes me happy. But also, do you think this show could have been? Because I don't think it could have been live action. Because I think it's actually more violent than the voice. The voice. The Boys is violent too, but I think this one is way more. Because like just for example, like the first episode we talked about, or when we were talking about it first, was episode 5, and that was the episode where Mark got like wrecked, and that the whole team
Wow.
got wrecked too. And it was just like where they kept. I was just like, you can't do that live action. Like the money you would need to do all those effects for beating somebody up that bad. This is like, and all the
Yeah, just
different
the
characters
first
too.
episode, I feel like just yeah, the first episode, that first beating Omni Man did to the Guardians of the Globe, I feel like that alone would have required a lot because
Yeah, that's
um,
true too. That is true. Yeah,
who's the Red Rush or whatever his name?
yeah.
The like they slowed down his movements, but like to do that live action would be pretty insane.
Well,
Um,
they did it in to bring back up Justice League. They did it in Justice League. Like there's a scene where when they you're not gonna watch Justice League.
Probably not.
Okay, where they wake back up Superman because Superman died. I'm not gonna start with that story of that movie, but they wake back up Superman because he died, and then he's not acting like Superman, and he attacks them, and they do a scene where Flash is like running, and it's actually really cool, and he's slowing down time, but then because Superman can move because he's overpowered, could move really fast too, so you could see his eyes moving and watching Flash, and Flash is like, how is he seeing me? And that's really cool. So it can be done, but not to the point where you have somebody that's wiping out a whole team and then also focus. It's just like it's a lot of money, it's a lot of CGI, and I don't think they're
Yeah,
there
yeah,
yet.
that's what I mean.
Yeah,
Like with well, Justice League is a big name, Warner Bros, DC, all that stuff.
yeah.
So they probably have the budget because they're already well known characters.
But also
Whereas
too, it's
Invincible came
yeah,
in with like a smaller following, right?
yeah.
This show definitely increased that following, but it from a business standpoint, it wouldn't make sense to put in all that money into a smaller, obviously, universe compared to Justice League. There's just no way.
Well, yes, but I think like they'll get because like you're saying, the following has probably increased like a lot now. Um, so I think they'll get like higher budgets for season 2 and 3,
Yeah,
just like with the boys, because I think they got like a higher budget for season 2, because even though like that one was a lesser known, well, actually, I think quite a few people knew about it, but again, that's just one I hadn't read. Um, but I think like they have a higher budget and probably still have like a higher budget for season 3 as well too. But yeah, I don't like. I
well,
just couldn't. Yeah,
I think it's being like a cartoon probably makes it better because
yeah,
sky's the limit at that point, right? Like, you can
yeah,
literally do anything you want.
yeah.
Um, there's I wouldn't say that there's more powers compared to the boys, but it feels like there is a little bit more gruesome, a little bit more gore
Yeah.
involved with Invincible because again, he's a teenage superhero who's only had his powers for a few, I want to say months.
Yeah.
He's gonna get his ass handed to him a few times.
Yeah.
He's gonna be in the hospital a few times.
Yeah. Yeah. But like even like because I just want to start talking about that last because the fight scene with so maybe let's talk about the fight scene first and then how we felt about that whole thing where they start to fight and everything. But that last fight scene where Omni Man was holding Mark up to the train
Yeah.
and it was coming towards and made him kill everybody on the I've never seen anything like that in my life. I was just like, what? Because you're just like, because they made it like first person for Mark. So you're watching him be like, no, 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 and all
Yeah.
those people die. And yo, Omni Man, because like Jake, but that's the other thing with this show. Because I assume they spent a lot of money. Because like as we were going through like some of the cast list, there's a lot of big names. Like J.K. Simmons is a huge name. Sandra Oh's
Yeah.
a huge name. Steven Yeun's a huge name. So it's just like Gillian's a huge name. Like everybody on here, or a lot of people on here are huge names. So I'm just like, I'm pretty sure a lot of money went there too. Because then if you try to cast this with real people, it's just like either you get like lesser known or people trying to break through, and then not spend it. But then like, how do you make sure people come to watch it if it's not always somewhat of familiar faces too, right? But
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah. Yeah. That last scene with the train. So I saw that again on social media.
before the
Um,
episode.
well, I didn't see that the whole scene, so I didn't know he was gonna be dragging his face through the train. Um, but there's a picture on Instagram
Mm-hmm.
who says, "Next time you say Goku's a bad dad, remember Omni Man." And it's just a picture of Omni Man holding Mark before the train incident. And I was like, oh, I don't really understand it. And now I understand. Yeah, I'm never gonna say Goku's a bad dad because he doesn't do that shit. That's
Now I'm gonna go crazy. Not go crazy with the joke I'm about to make. But Omni Man was there. Omni Man was present. Goku wasn't a present father. Goku kept running off, bro. Omni Man
honestly,
was.
I think if it would have been better if Omni Man wasn't present.
I know,
You
I
know.
know. Well, he isn't now. He's gone now. So he was present for the 17
Omni
years, but he's
Man
gone
said,
now.
"I gotta go get some milk," and
He's gone,
he
bro.
went to the corner store around the galaxy. Gotta get some milk.
Because I think there's a bunch of memes too of like different characters in both those positions. So one going like this and saying think to the other person. So
Yeah,
just
yeah,
think
yeah.
about it. I'm just like, oh, that's so good. But like just this like him just beating the shit out of his son. But I kind of like how, and it's just like a testament to J.K. Simmons, I like how you could show that through voice acting, where you could see, even though he felt that way about humans and felt like he was better than and everything like that, and then that's what his planet does and everything, because it was his son, like he was fine, like he was doing it at first, but and then also too, like as his eyes were getting like redder through the episode, so he's like getting kind of exhausted and more like crazy with it as well too. But I like that part where he's just like, it's my kid, right? It's just like, I gotta stop. Like I know what I'm trying to do. I know he disagreed with me, but it's like it's my kid, and he's just like messes with him, and then he goes, he shoots away. Because I think definitely where they're gonna go, and don't say anything because you looked up stuff. But I think
Yeah,
he's gonna
I
come
know how it
back.
ends.
Oh well, you better not say
Oh,
anything because I don't want to know. But I think he's gonna come back with more what are they called? What is it, people?
Viltrumites?
Voltrumites, right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
Viltrumites.
I think he's gonna
Yeah,
come
sure.
back with more. I think he's gonna come back with more. I think that's like an obvious take, but like he's gonna come back. But how did you feel like because I think like both those episodes, 7 and 8, I think I actually like 7 better than 8, like even though 8's really, really good. But it's just like 7 where they start to try to attack Omni-Man and Cecil's trying to slow him down. And he's like literally throwing everything at him and he's just
Yeah.
wiping everything out, doesn't care about the news cameras now. He's like, well, I'm out. So everybody knows how. And then when he said, he's like, well, Mark's like, well, don't you love mom? And he's like, yeah, well, like a pet. And I was just like, this guy's nuts, bro.
Yeah, that's
this guy,
crazy.
this guy's nuts. But I think Tay just sent the meme where like a group chat thing because they show like Cecil hugging up on Debbie and they're like, Cecil's not slick, bro. We know what he's trying to do. He's trying to make moves on Debbie. He's like he's probably always at the funerals with the wives of the superheroes trying to make. People are nuts. The internet's crazy, bro. No, that's what Cecil was trying to do, man. He's just, Debbie, it's okay. Obviously, you're trying to comfort somebody. I'm just joking, but like, he's trying to be
Always comforting the widows, eh?
right. He's always there. He's just like, hey, you know what's the common factor about all this stuff? Cecil. Cecil is always there. But I like that scene from season seven from episode 7 where he's using the teleporter and he's talking with Omni Man, and Omni Man's trying to get him, and he's getting closer and closer to the point where he like cut off his tie a bit. And I was just like,
Yeah.
that was nuts, man. That was just insane.
Yes. I think episode 7 was good.
Yeah.
Episode 8 was. Yeah, well, it makes sense. Episode 7 has like most of the action because episode 8
Yeah.
they have to close it out a
You have
little.
to
So
close it out. Yeah.
it's kind of like the decline, not really, not like a, you know what I mean? Like they're just,
Yeah.
decompressing almost at that point.
Well, yeah, like closing,
So just,
like that stuff they taught us in school, like the closing action or whatever. Because they have
yeah,
to close
I
it
don't
down. Because
remember that stuff. So it's a cool down almost. Yeah, we'll just
cool
say
down.
they're cooling down from like the climax of it.
Yeah, because
Um,
like the beginning was action heavy, like top heavy for 8, and then it like slows down a bit. But yeah, but sorry, you were about to say.
yeah, no, like so episode 7 is definitely more action.
Mm-hmm.
But episode 8 kind of like cleared up a lot of the stuff because I think that's when he explains like what his real plan was.
Yeah.
Um, Obviously he was waiting for Mark to finally get his powers because he wanted Mark by his side.
Yeah.
Which I think also played a big part into why he stopped beating Mark's ass because Mark was saying in 500 or he asked him in 500 years what are you gonna have, and Mark said I'm gonna
You.
have you, obviously.
Yeah.
So they built that bond already over the 17 years, and I think Omni Man just realized like that's technically true. Like you might not have your mom, you might not have your girlfriend, but I'm gonna be there because they lived about the same time. They lived, forever.
Yeah.
Not forever, for like thousands of years. But
However long they live. Yeah. But it was just like
yeah,
that's crazy though too that your planet, because he was just like he sold it as, hey, we're saviors, right? We just come over, we help people, we're
we
nice and
protect
everything.
people,
We
yeah.
protect people. We just chose this planet, like the last son of Krypton, like old Superman. We do that too. We come, we help,
Yeah.
but nope, no, we just kill. And if they don't listen, they get wrecked. But it's just like it's nuts too that he was just sitting there waiting for his son to get his powers just so he could level the planet. It's just like that's nuts to me. Just like, hey, I'm gonna live here. I'm gonna be accustomed. I'm gonna save people, and then just show my son in these last 2 episodes how wasted. I was just bored. I was just doing it. I was ready to go. This guy's crazy, bro. He's just ruthless. Who do you think would win in a fight? Because I'm trying to figure out how I would answer this, but like him or Superman?
Are you seriously asking that?
Yeah,
I would say Superman. Like,
because he has more powers.
yeah.
I guess so.
But
But
it's not even that he's more powers. He's technically stronger, no?
Omni Man seems pretty strong. Like he seems pretty lethal.
But how do I explain this? Superman doesn't really I think we said this in an earlier podcast. He doesn't really have a weakness. You can
He does.
beat him. Okay. First of all, they don't know about Krypton or Kryptonite, sorry.
No, not even
So
using kryptonite because of Omni Man's strength level, right? Because Superman could get beaten up. He could get beaten up bad too. If somebody's on the same, like if he like when he's fighting Zod, he could get, because they're both Kryptonians.
Yeah, he can
like,
get beat up. But
yeah.
That applies to Omni Man too, and I'm pretty sure at this point, Superman is stronger than Omni Man.
Maybe.
I'm almost certain that he's stronger than Omni Man.
I think I'm saying Superman too, anyways, in the fight, but I'm just trying to argue for Omni Man because I think if you're going by morals, like Omni Man doesn't have any, and he'll finish the job. Superman,
no, but if Omni Man is trying to destroy Earth, Superman will then have to take in to stop him, and he will basically stop at nothing to stop him at that point, right? I think in that first Superman movie with Henry Cavill, I think is his name.
Yes.
Where he had to kill Zod.
He didn't have to. That's the whole thing I have, but Yes,
But
go on.
the point was to show the morality, and I feel like that's a
Yes.
common thing with um, DC shows. It's just do you kill to save what you want, or do you not kill and let what you want die? You know, kind of not like the same message in all the movies. I feel like,
Yeah.
and I feel like that's the same thing every superhero goes through. But back to the point, I think Superman beats him hands down. There's I don't know what to tell you.
Yeah, no, I agree too. I know I'm saying Superman. I was just trying to play devil's advocate. What? Devil's something? Devil's advocate, and argue for Omni-Man and see, because like I think that's I've seen the pictures of that. I guess maybe more of an even fight for him would be like Homelander from The Boys, for example. Like those two going toe to toe may be more even, and that one I don't know who I would say between the two, but because I feel like they're more evenly strength wise because one's from a drug, the other one's from a planet. Because it's not like Omni Man's being charged from the sun though. Because what if
Yeah,
Omni Man
and
blew up
that's
the sun and Superman's done?
yeah, but I don't think Superman will let him. That's
Mm.
that's the thing. I don't think Omni Man is as fast as Superman. So even if he tries to fly away, I don't think Superman will let him. He just gonna catch up to him, and pull him down, and shoot him back down to wherever he wants to. Right?
But then also too, it's not like Omni Man's just gonna let him grab him either, right? They're gonna fight it out.
Yeah,
I think it's
but
closer than what you're saying. I don't. I still think Superman wins, but I don't think it's as far as Superman could
well,
just
the thing
finish
is,
him.
it's also so Omni Man can just get beaten to a pulp.
Mhm.
But to beat Superman, you would need to know his weaknesses. And that's the problem. He wouldn't know that he's powered by the sun. He wouldn't know that kryptonite is his weakness. If we were to just go toe to toe, you wouldn't know the weaknesses. You would just literally be trying to beat each other up.
Yeah,
And if we're talking about that, then I think Superman would definitely win.
I think my point is it's just that I've seen because like Doomsday for example, like Doomsday was a monster that was built to kill and won't stop until he finishes the job, right? Like so
Yeah.
he finishes killing. So that thing was just incredibly strong. So it wasn't like it was using kryptonite, it wasn't doing anything. It was just
Yeah.
like going blow for blow with Superman, and to the point where Superman killed Doomsday but killed himself as well too, right? At least that's the version of that cartoon movie. I think that's always the version, the straight through version where he dies from killing Doomsday or whatever, right? Like taking him out. But
But isn't
like
Doomsday the one that can't die twice from the same?
same, yeah, from the same thing. So if he
Yeah.
comes
See,
back, you have to kill
we're
him a different
talking
way.
about so we're talking about someone who can get beaten to a pulp because we've seen it with Invincible. He
Yeah,
can get demolished by someone much stronger than him, and it's there's nothing stopping that. Like that's what I mean. Like he's strong,
yeah, but he's not
but
Superman
it's
strong.
he's not Superman strong. Like we're talking about someone who he had to kill himself to kill something that can't die twice to the same thing.
True,
That
true,
means he
true,
had to
true,
get creative. We're talking
true,
about someone who had to get very creative to kill something that
true.
can't. And so Omni Man can just get beaten to a pulp, and Superman could just end him there. But there's like nothing. There's no like ultimate ability, I would say, that could stop Omni Man from dying. In that case, that's what I'm trying to say. If we're just going toe to toe fight
Mhm.
brawl, I think Superman has it. I don't think it's gonna be like a beat down. Like it's not gonna be one sided. It's definitely gonna be, um, you know, it's gonna be a fight. It's gonna be a brawl.
Yeah,
But I think you agree with me. Superman takes it in this
yeah,
case.
yeah. I take it. I was just trying to argue Omni Man. You know, my boy Omni Man. No, he's not my boy. No, I don't agree with him. No, I'm joking. Could you imagine? Yeah, that's my guy. He's my favorite. I liked
What's your
everything he
favorite
did. He
thing
did
about
nothing
him?
wrong.
I love how he treated. I love his dad mentality. His dad bod.
That's the type of father I want to be. No, not Omni Man. No, Omni Man's crazy, bro. Could you imagine? There's probably some weird, sick people who are like, yeah, Omni Man was my favorite. He did nothing wrong. I agree with everything he did. Crazy
Oh yeah,
people.
there probably are, man. What's wrong with that? He's just showing his son a little bit of tough love.
Yeah. So what if he has to wipe out the earth? So what
What
if he
if
called
he
his wife a
had?
pet? What?
What if he made his son watch him kill multiple people through a train and be helpless about it?
Yeah,
Oh
that's nuts.
man,
Because I like again with that train scene. Because again, I've never seen anything like that. I could not imagine that in live action. I think that would actually give me nightmares in live action. Like I don't think like live action. I could not do that. Like if somebody was like, hey, like if in the Boys season 3, they're like, we were inspired by that scene from Invincible. We wanted to kind of do it too. I'm like, nope, I can't. Not
man,
that.
imagine they do like they're like, what's his name? Homelander is just like, oh, I saw this in a show once, and he just holds because they're both Amazon Prime. They could reference each other. It's like
You
I
can
saw this in
reference
a
it.
show once.
He's like, I saw it in the show once.
Watch season 3. It's
Oh,
happening, man.
oh no.
But the problem is, who does he do it to? Because I don't think anyone. Well,
Well, there's
people
some
could
character
rescind.
there's a character that's coming for season 3 that I think it's Jason Atkins is playing. He's like a Captain America type character, so I don't think he's as strong as Homelander. But there's some characters that are coming down the road, right? That I don't know about. But I think with the boys, because of that drug, because they're basically like the company wants to make sure they're insured with those characters. They're all pretty much almost indestructible, right? Because of the serum.
Okay,
Because like
so
all
that
of them, because like even like in because you didn't watch season 2, but you watched all of season 1, right? Of the boys.
yeah, yeah,
So in season 1, where Butcher shoots Starlight with the sniper, like with a
right.
50 cal sniper, and she takes it, so it knocks her down, but then she's back up, and there's not like it didn't pierce or anything. Like even though she doesn't look like she's like her thing's not super strength, but they're all like pretty much indestructible or something like that, or close to being indestructible.
Okay, so they could do with anyone then. Man, I would love to. If that happens, that would be actually such a
What is
great
wrong with
episode,
you?
great scene.
I
What do
don't
you
want to see
mean?
it again. I don't want to see it again, bro. That
They're
was
paying
nuts.
homage to another Amazon Prime show. What do
Yes,
you
it is a great
mean?
homage, but I
Homelander
don't
is
need to
just,
see that, bro.
oh, I do you want to try something? I saw this in a show once. And just it would even make it better if it was with like a Captain America type character because he's made to defend all the civilians, and so he gets to watch him just rip through multiple civilians. It's such a great message. Like he's making sure that he knows that he's helpless and you can't do anything with me.
Yeah. Yeah, I was just about to say a scene from season 2, but I realized you haven't watched it. I don't want to say it, but it's a good scene where a lot of
Try to
people
watch it.
die on screen. It's like a lot of people get wiped out on screen because of Homelander. But no, I'm not gonna say anything. I don't want to spoil it
But
for
I
you.
think that's okay. Like just final thing on the boys. Just I think that was the main message, right? Like we always have all these superheroes, but we never talk about the casualties um they, that are generally involved.
Yeah,
Um, and with boys, they really show you all the casualties. Like you can't just have a massive fight and nobody gets hurt. That's impossible. Like somebody's got to get hurt. Like you have a
yeah,
bomb go off, even if you're away, even if you're running, you're still gonna get hurt. It's just impossible.
yeah.
People
Like
died from these things, right?
yeah, but like Invincible, they showed it too. Like back to those aliens that like had a
Yeah,
short
yeah.
lifespan, where he's trying to save that old lady, and they like crash in, and then he's like, I think she died in no, her ankle is broken, and he ends up taking her to the hospital, and I think she dies in the hospital or something like that. And it was just
Mhm.
to show like you can't save everybody, and it's nuts. It's like insane. But yeah, no, that's a good point, because I think both of these shows show more how it would really go with
Yeah.
superheroes in the world. So like they more show the casualties, because I think they've shown it sometimes in like the Marvel movies with like the like when they were in
Dante, the
yeah, of
Sokovia,
course, yeah,
yeah,
yeah. So they
like that was the biggest thing for that. But it's
yeah,
it's skipped over a lot. Like the first Avengers movie, where what was it? All of New York is just
yeah,
getting completely destroyed, but not a single person is hurt, or like they don't even mention one of the civilians or casualties. It's just we saved the world, man. Let's go get some shawarmas or whatnot.
Well, also too, do you remember that the government was like, "We're just gonna nuke New York"? Remember that? They were like, "We can't stop them. The Avengers aren't working. We're just gonna nuke it." It was just like, what?
Didn't they actually nuke it and then
No,
sent
they did.
stuff
They
into
launched it, and
space?
then Iron Man took it, and they launched the nuke. They were gonna do it because that's when I'm saying. That's when
Yeah.
Nick Fury was like, given that it was a stupid ass decision, I choose to ignore it. And that's when I still don't understand this scene because they were gonna like launch the jets to shoot the nuke, right? So they sent two. So he comes up. So this made sense. He comes up on the part where they're launching the jets and shoots it with a rocket launcher. The first one, the rocket launcher. He's like, okay, good. But he didn't realize that there was a second one. So the second one goes and he takes out his pistol. I'm like, what are you going to do with the pistol against the jet? I was like, that's not going to do anything. It's not going to do anything.
What do you mean? You might hit the pilot and then the plane goes down too. What do you mean?
And killing everybody on board. And then there's another problem that the Avengers have to deal with because the nuke is on that jet and it blows up.
Hey man,
I don't know, maybe he would have shot the
anything.
pilot. That's true.
Yeah.
No, maybe you're right. Yeah. I know Nick Fury's Nick Fury for a reason. I'm not Nick Fury for a reason. He knows what he's doing.
Yeah, he knows what he's doing, man.
He knows.
Maybe he has a pinpoint accuracy. Obviously, he didn't because but he tried.
So back to Invincible. What were things that you really liked? What were things that you didn't like? So like why wasn't like it a 9-10 for you? Like I guess for didn't like stuff.
I think this goes back to me what I said earlier, where I can't tell you why I didn't like it.
Right.
I can't tell you why I did like it, but so I like that there's gore.
Yeah.
And then I kind of feel like I like that the superheroes aren't immortal almost.
Yeah.
Even though there's literally a guy called the Immortal, but he dies. So
I was gonna say he came back just to die again. Like they revived him just to die again and get killed by the same person again. And now he's back on the desk again, and they're gonna revive him again just to die again, bro. It's nuts. It's nuts.
This guy got ripped in half like this way. No, he got.
No, he decapitated him the first time, and then ripped him off.
The second. Oh yeah.
The second time he ripped him in half, kind of like how the dude died in Star Wars 1.
Almost. Yeah. Yeah, I think I like that it's not people like superheroes that are completely immortal. They can die pretty easily. Like it's just not easily, but obviously in a world with superheroes, they can die pretty easily.
Yeah.
I think one of the things I didn't like was more the drama with Amber and all that stuff. I think I guess they included it because it's important. He's still a teenage boy. He's going through a lot of the stuff.
Yeah.
But I just don't like that type of drama. It's just not for me. Yeah.
I think it's like because I understand that. I kind of like though with the Amber character because she wasn't just like a. Because I always hate the they're just there to be a damsel in distress type character for like the female because it's just like that's come on. Because she wasn't that, like she was doing her own thing, she was helping people, she was smart enough to figure it out and be like, hey, I'm not gonna tell you, obviously I know, like you're gone for weeks at a time, you come back bruised, you're gone, like I figured it out, I just didn't say anything. And it was just like, so I like that she was smart that way, but I understand it because it's just like when because I understand that part when he told her finally, but she was still mad. I was just like, well, but I guess he told you, but he told you, but I don't know. But I think they always have to have they're always going to have that teenage drama stuff, especially when it's a teenage superhero. For me, I actually can't think of anything because I really, really, really liked it. I really enjoyed it. So I like the things that you were just mentioning. Like it shows that people could die. It shows that like how dangerous this thing for like civilians and superheroes itself. It really kind of shows how kind of despicable they could be too. And And but I think like all superhero shows show this, but like the fact that you could try to live a normal life as much as you want, but that's never going to be the case. Like once you decide to do this and you have this power and this responsibility, like you either be a villain with it or you try to help people, and you can't just stop um
Yeah, I
helping
think
people and
Adam
stuff like
Eve
that.
was a good story for that. Like
Yeah,
parents wanted her to live a normal life, but
yeah,
like you're thinking, how do you live a normal life if you have her powers where she to me she actually has the most overpowered
yeah. Because she was creating, like,
ability.
I thought it was just the light stuff, but then she started creating stuff and matter and stuff, and I was just like,
Yeah,
what?
she can create matter like from anything, which is
Yeah,
insane to me.
that's
Her
nuts.
powers go a little bit further from what the video I saw. Um, so to me, she has the strongest power I've ever seen. Like
Mm,
it's pretty incredible to me. But yeah, I like that. She wants to save the world. Her parents don't want her to. Makes sense.
yeah,
It's dangerous. But like, how do you go about living a normal life knowing that you have this power, right? So
yeah.
that's crazy. But yeah,
Yeah, no, I quite enjoyed it. The only thing I think the only gripe I have is maybe that, but I understand why they did that was like within the first episode, it felt like before that last cutscene, it felt just like a normal another superhero show, which I still enjoyed, but I guess that's the only if I could maybe nitpick anything, that's the only thing. But other than that, I was really quite surprised. I like that I don't know what's going to happen next. So like for the next few stuff, I'm like I'm excited to see where it goes. I can make theories about it and everything too. So it's just like I was
yeah, no, I
thinking
trust
about.
me. Your theories are not gonna line up. And there's just no way you can, unless you know comic stuff. Your theories are not gonna line up. There's just no
Well, no,
way.
that's what I was. Yeah, I was just about to say. I was thinking about maybe reading it. But I was just like, nah, I'm gonna wait till the show's done and maybe I'll go back to read it just to see how it
Okay.
differentiates.
The
But
video I watched was the timeline of Mark, um,
oh,
which
okay.
is he's the main character of the whole thing. So it was basically a summary of the entire series,
Hmm.
which I wasn't expecting, but I don't mind the spoilers. They're technically not spoilers if you read the comics, but obviously I didn't too.
Yeah.
But I like it. To me, it seems like there's a lot that's gonna happen. Uh, so I don't know. I might have to rewatch it or just watch the show as it comes out to process it because it seems like there's a lot of this and then like back and forth, back and forth. It was just really weird to me.
Mm.
But yeah, I think you might not be able to guess where it's gonna go because there's not a lot of hints technically from the first season to show
Well, that's true. Yeah.
where future events are gonna go. Um, it's yeah, nothing right now is gonna link to it.
Yeah.
Uh, but they did do like a flashback, or not a flashback, kind of like when they asked him, "What do you do now?" They showed him all the stuff that could go on in the
Yeah.
future episodes.
Yeah.
But he's just gonna finish high school, with
Finish high school, then maybe go to college. Could you imagine being a high school kid with superpowers? Like who we were in high school with superpowers? I couldn't. I think I would have flunked out too. There's no way. There's no
yeah.
way you
I
could.
s-
You couldn't. Because I think that's why I always liked Spider-Man so much is because of that stuff. Because he was literally a kid, and then like as I was reading those comics, I was a kid because I haven't read comics in a little bit. But just seeing how he struggled with, hey, I'm in school, I gotta do this test, and then I gotta go save the world. I might almost die one night and then come back. I couldn't imagine. Like I've always
yeah.
obviously in your head, like you like being imaginative, like, oh yeah, I would love to have superpowers, but then it's just like, nah,
I would,
that'd be insane.
if I could have a superpower, man, it'd be something very passive, not like not like Omni Man, Invincible powers, but like
Hmm.
could teleport or like could go invisible or something like that.
Yeah, something for like convenience, right?
Yeah, like I just want to be super speed. I'll take that.
Super speed,
Uh,
that'd be nice. I just yeah, because it's just like I was thinking about like even like having the controller from that movie click, but then you saw what happened when he had that controller when he kept fast forwarding and stuff. Just like stuff like that is insane to me too. It's like pause and then everything stops, but then he would fast forward like he would fast forward his workday, but then because he did it so much, everything would continue to be
oh,
fast forward. He
dude,
was missing
I
stuff.
did not pick up. I was like, what the hell are you talking about? I don't
Click.
remember a country. No, I know that now. I
Oh.
clicked to me. It just clicked. But I thought you were talking about a superpower in the show Invincible.
Oh,
And
no,
I
no,
was
no, no, no,
like,
no, no. Sorry,
I don't
sorry, sorry.
remember anyone with a controller. What are you talking about? And then and
This
it
is where my
clicked.
brain went.
It clicked and I was like, "Oh, you're talking about the movie Click." Okay.
It
Man.
clicked. That
Yeah.
movie's really good. That movie's really, really, really good. Oh, it's great.
Yeah, but it's a little bit cringy to watch now.
Oh, I
Some
haven't
of the
watched it in
jokes that they try to
years.
make.
Yeah.
No, me neither. I watched it when it first came out, but if I remember some scenes that if I were to watch it now, I'd be like, oh, dang, can't believe I found this funny.
Oh no, that's true. But that's just with time, because like,
Yeah, yeah. I just grew
yeah,
older.
yeah.
Just growing old. If you haven't watched our second episode, it's about us getting old.
Yes, which is live. Obviously, it would be live now when this releases. So,
Yeah.
because it's live now. So. But yeah, any final thoughts with Invincible?
Uh, I feel like there's a lot that I want to share because I know where certain things are going.
Hmm.
Um, but because I don't want to spoil it for you, and I'm such a good friend,
Yes,
I'm
yes,
gonna
you are.
keep it at that. But we'll do another episode like this after the second and third season,
Yeah,
just so that we can keep up and discuss it with you guys. But yeah, nothing on my side. What about you, man?
I know. I just loved it, and I'm excited for more. And I think Seth Rogen is on a tear, man. He's like, this is the second superhero produced thing for Amazon. Oh no, actually, I don't know if he's done something else too. I might be missing out something like maybe a movie or oh no, what was that movie he did? It
He's a
wasn't for
voice
Amazon.
actor too, or sorry, he voices Alan, the
Yeah,
alien.
the alien. Yeah. He comes back at the end. He's like, "Hey, there's a vulture. A what is it? Vultremite?
Viltrumite. Come on, man.
Viltremite. Viltre. Filter."
Man.
I was just about to ask you, is that an hour?
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
We're like about an hour and 10, so
Okay.
we're good.
Okay. But yeah. No, yeah, he's on a tear. He's great. Yeah. Actually, tell us what other shows, if there's any other shows you guys want us to talk about, maybe even movies too, that we could talk
Maybe
about.
we'll
Like,
talk about Breaking Bad. I'll rewatch it
yeah, Ricky
and
will
I'll
watch it.
give
I'll
a
rewatch it. Updated,
review.
updated review, updated feelings on Breaking Bad. One of the arguably greatest shows of all time. But yeah, let us know in the
Arguably,
comment section. Let us know if you wanted to any other shows you want us to talk about, any other movies, anything else. Because I like talking about stuff like this in depth. It's dope. Yeah,
Yeah, it's nice.
yeah,
It gives us structure, something
you're
we
right.
can talk about.
Yeah, well, that's been another episode of On the Ledge with Dante and Ricky. I'm Dante.
And I'm Ricky. Thank you
Peace.
guys for watching. Peace.
Thanks.